podcast slash newsletter feature that we started over at gunslingergaming.com. Last week we did the first half, and due to my own life craziness, we didn't do the second half until now. And we do have a returning person besides me, McMurphy. Baby boy, go ahead and say hi.
How you doing?
And we're also lucky to be joined with two other Gunslinger members, Seavest
How's it going?
and Ozzy.
What's up?
Hey, so thanks for making this happen. Just before we launch into the second half of the list of reveals, let's just quickly go around and say what game or games we're currently playing right now. Like, for instance, I'm. What the hell am I playing? Um, oh, I'm sorry. Resident Evil, Resident Evil Revelations 2. Sorry, I blanked on that for a second. I'm having fun playing the co-op on the Switch with my wife. So, how about you, Seavest?
Um, like 45 million other people around the world, I am currently very addicted to Fortnite Battle Royale.
Yeah, yeah. That's now, now I'm gonna sound stupid here, but the core game's free to play or not?
Battle Royale, yes.
Yeah.
The core game is free to play. Now, the Save the World, which is their PvE version, that's what you have to pay for. It's all in early access, but Battle Royale is completely free. The only thing that costs any kind of money is all it's all skins. It's all cosmetics.
Oh, nice. And how about you, Ozzy? What are you playing?
I'm actually starting up Diablo 3.
Oh, nice. Diablo. Diablo was my first online game I ever played. So, um, I'm so glad that franchise is still going. Uh,
Yeah,
I'll see you
favorite.
next year.
how about you, baby boy?
Oh, I literally just finished Yakuza Zero this weekend, so I'm moving on to. There's a little small indie game coming out this week. I think it's called God of War. I don't know if anybody heard about it, but
Oh yeah, real
I'm gonna be
indie.
playing that. I'm gonna be playing that this Friday. So
Nice. Yeah,
until I played Far Cry 5 today for like 20 minutes, but
the Norse god reboot of God of War, right?
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's a this small little game. They put like five people together and they just build a game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems interesting. So.
Yeah. Hope it works out for them. But okay, so let's go. We got halfway through the list last week, and now we're going to start with best shooter, which is always a competitive topic in our community. So uh, I'll quickly tell you some nominations. We're going to go around the table, say what our favorites were, and by all means, you're not constrained to just the nominations that got brought up during the voting process. So we'll see. What we had in nominations were Call of Duty, World War II, Destiny 2, Doom, Ghost Recon Wildlands, Fortnite, uh, Player Unknown, Prey, Robo Recall, Splatoon 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Strafe, Superhot VR, Titanfall 2, and Wolfenstein 2. And Titanfall 2, I don't think actually came out in 2017, right? Am I wrong on that? But it got nominated, so. Um,
Yeah, no, I think that was out in 16, wasn't it?
yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that good. They nominated 2 years in a row.
That's right. Just back in the '90s, I remember. I think 2 years in a row, Rolling Stone gave best album to. Well, the readers gave Beck Odile album. I think album of the year twice in a row, and they're like, "Hey guys, it didn't actually come out this year, but they had to honor
Well,
the votes."
that's the case. If that's the case, though, then technically all these remastered should be allowed to be part of this discussion.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
You know, okay,
Really
for
good.
best RPG, I wrote for Morrowind because that came out on the Xbox One today.
well, let's start with you, baby boy. What would you say was the best shooter of 2017?
I had a lot of fun with Battlefront 2, actually.
Hmm.
I wasn't originally going to get it because of all the nice loot box, stuff going on. And then it was Star Wars. I just couldn't help myself. I picked it up,
Yeah.
and it was fun. It was one of the rare games that I was actually able to play when nobody else was online, and I was just going online playing with random people. I generally don't like playing by myself.
No, I don't blame you. I like playing. I'm getting really into like co-op. I think shooters. But how about you, Seavest?
Well, I got to go with Fortnite.
Yeah.
I have so many hours into that game that it's just dumb. For how simple the game is. And honestly, I had really high hopes for Destiny 2. I think the entire community knows and feels those pains. And there's still a lot of people that play, and I did, you
Yeah.
know, grind my butt off in the last DLC that came out. But I hope they can fix it for the future. I definitely would have loved to have. I just couldn't do it. It's too much
Yeah,
salt
I'm
surrounding
I'm
it right
so
now.
glad. I'm so glad that somebody mentioned that because I didn't fall for it. I'll say this time because Destiny 1, I had such high hopes for it. I was so fanboyish over it. I was like, this game is gonna be the greatest game ever. I played it, and for me, I played about a week of it. I was like, I can't do this. I don't know. It wasn't hooking me. And I knew people who were spent 200 plus hours within like the first couple of months. They were just constantly on that game. But for me, I just couldn't. After the first week, I traded in. I can't do this. But I
Yeah.
wasn't falling it for the second one.
See, I did. Now Destiny 1,
So did I.
I played hundreds of hours on, and you're right, there were some challenges up front, but I think they got into stride later on with a few updates, especially with the Taken King.
Yeah, that I
They
heard.
reworked a lot of things with the Taken King, and that's what rehooked me into Destiny 1. And then that was the only game I played. So I was probably the third person in line on that hype train about D2, and very thoroughly got pretty shoved hardcore off the front of the train after it came out. So very disappointing. But again, I've seen other games like The Division. It was on the struggle bus for a while, and then they've kind of turned things around, listened to the community.
Yeah.
So I have hopes. I have hopes for D2 that it can turn that corner like The Division did, and only time will tell. So I got to throw my weight behind Fortnite though, for sure.
Fortnite. Nice. How about you, Ozzy?
I'm actually not that big into shooters, so I haven't
Yeah.
played any that came out in 2017.
Yeah. No, I went through a phase where I wasn't at all into shooters anymore. Um, to be honest, it wasn't until Gunslingers did I even get into shooters. So, um,
That pains me to hear.
I know.
Yeah, I'm looking at a list of all of them that came out in 2017, and I haven't played any of them.
That pains me so much because as Murphy might know, but as I don't know if you guys know, I was pretty much the resident shooter of the group. Like I was one of the only ones who had actually played for money back in the day. Like, the shooters were my thing. So to hear people like, "Oh yeah, I don't play shooters," I'm like,
Well, I picked Splatoon 2, which is, kind of the most non-shooter of the shooter category, I guess, compared to the more conventional actual guns. But the winner was only by one vote, and that was Destiny 2.
Ah,
Actually took the category. Um, yeah, I don't fall in love with it as much as a lot of people obviously do. One thing I'll
I'm
say.
so disappointed in so many slingers right now.
No, but I will say it is a very smooth game. You know,
I will give you that.
yeah,
I will
it's
give you that.
Activision. They
Yeah,
made
well,
that.
well, I know they should be smooth, right? Uh, I do have to say, I played it for obviously a long time on PlayStation 4 because it was released there first. I was one of the suckers that did pre-order PC,
hmm
and also all of the season pass, all the DLC, all that good jazz. And I do have to say,
Oh.
I enjoyed Destiny 2 far more on the PC because it is such a difference coming obviously from 30 frames a second up to the sky's the limit.
yeah,
Just being able to have control of the FOV. I mean, there were just so many different features on PC
huh,
from a graphics perspective that it did feel and look like a completely different game. So that did get me hooked to that next grind, which again I cannot apologize enough for. But overall, though, like I said, I have high hopes that they're gonna turn it around, and I'm really not shocked that it took number one.
Yeah, yeah. Near my. Uh, okay, so let's go move on to a best role-playing game of 2017. Uh, this is here's the nominations again. There's a lot of RPGs out there nowadays, so there's probably some good ones not nominated. But Divinity, Original Sin 2, Golf Story, Monster Hunter Stories. Is it Nair? Oh,
Nia.
yeah. Nio. Obviously, I haven't played this game if I can't even say it. Persona 5, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Pyre, Shadow War, South Park, The Fractured But Whole, uh, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So, what would you say, Baby Boy?
I actually wouldn't even really consider Shadow of War technically an RPG. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's more of like an action game.
yeah. I think it's a lot of times what build is it action RPG, right?
Yeah, you know what? I have nowadays. I mean, I love it because I like RPGs, but everything has RPG elements nowadays.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, everything's an RPG nowadays. Um, but even though I I didn't really get to play a lot of the heavy hitters, like I had Persona 5, and I keep staring at it, and I actually lend it to my niece because I'm like, you play first because I know if I touch it, nothing else is gonna be touched ever again. So I want to try that because I feel like that would be my choice. But since I didn't get to play it that year, I'm gonna have to say probably probably Shadow of War if we're gonna nominate that as RPG because I did have fun with that one.
Okay. And how about you, Ozzy?
I think I'm starting to come to realize that I might have only played Diablo 3 for like all of 2017.
See, told you.
Hey, it's a good game. It's a reason why there's still GSers definitely playing that game. So
Yeah, I have a lot of hours in that game.
yeah, that's what happens with RPG games. I mean, you kind of get your money's worth. So as far if you
I mean,
own
I
it.
still haven't even played all the characters.
Jeez, what character are you using now?
Um, this season I was playing a Crusader.
Um,
Nice.
I want to change my pick.
Too bad it's recorded.
Can,
No,
can I
no.
can I nominate Diablo 3 even though it didn't come out in 2017?
Sure, go for
Why
it.
not?
Titanfall
We're
broke the rules.
changing the rules. I'm changing the rules here. Zelda's an RPG. I'm taking Zelda.
Yeah. No one nominated that, but I was tempted to put that nomination in too. But I figured if no one else did, I'm not going to be the guy to do it. You know?
Oh, that's my RPG of the year right there. I
Okay.
played the hell out of that.
How about you, Cves?
Of those that were nominated, I got to give my nod to South Park.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a huge fan of the show.
Me too.
The game is phenomenal. I played the first one, The Stick of Truth. I had a blast playing it. I had a blast playing The Fractured But Whole.
Nice pause there.
And honestly, they've already released I think 2 DLCs now that I have not had a chance to get into because I've been playing Monster Hunter World and a few other things. But I definitely got to give it to South Park. Now, if you want to talk action RPG 2, I'm shocked that this didn't make the list. But what about Horizon Zero Dawn?
Oh, that's true.
You know why I didn't make the list? Because again, Zelda came a week later.
That's true.
Yeah.
People forgot about it real quick.
Shame.
Yeah, I mean it's for a PS4 exclusive. I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn was gorgeous. The gameplay was amazing. The storyline was awesome. There's a lot of good things happening at Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually I'm going back to that shortly too. I was one of the people who fell into the Zelda trap and it was over.
Never got out.
I because I play at work, so I bring
Oh,
my
no.
Switch and I play at work. So I put countless of hours into Zelda. I put so much hours into that game.
Right.
Well, I voted for Persona 5. It's just the style of it's just so. I don't know. I really like it. It's doing some fun things with the JRPG formula, and considering that is a subgenre that I think is beaten to death, and it's like I kind of groan anytime I see the same thing get kicked out. These, young teenage characters in this very archetypal story over and over, and then I think Persona 5 did some really cool things. So that was my vote. But the winner, uh, it was actually Shadow of War. So it beat out Persona 5 by one vote. So Shadow of War won Best RPG in our community.
It was a really good game. I did enjoy that. I enjoyed the first one a lot more than I thought I would.
Uh-huh.
So when the second one came out, I was like, yeah, I definitely want to pick this up. Got it for Christmas, and orc slaying is so much fun.
Well, I'm glad people mentioned Legend of Zelda because now we're going to move on to Best Action Adventure Game of 2017, and it's one of the nominations. Other nominations were Assassin's Creed Origins, Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Remember, it came out with new versions. Uh,
Yep.
Evil Within 2, For Horror, Gravity Rush 2, Hellblade, Horizon Zero Dawn, Mass Effect Andromeda, Resident Evil 7, SteamWorld Dig 2, Uncharted The Lost Legacy, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, and uh, Zuka Zero. Um, Walt, what do you think, Baby Boy, as far as best action adventure game of 2017?
Well, I think it speaks to Zelda how great it is that nobody knows what category it should be put in, but it should win everything. I mean, it has to go to Zelda.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to say Zelda.
Yeah, Zelda with a resounding lead, I would say.
I'll just put it out there before we move on. I picked Legend of Zelda as well. Same reason, it really got me interested in the franchise again, and I know it's heresy to say, but not all the Zeldas are great, and this one definitely was.
That's
Well, you know what?
blaspheming, McMurphy.
I know. I won't even. That's why You can ask Crinkle, who plays Nintendo games with me quite a bit, but you think that's heresy? You just wait till my opinion on if I ever shared my opinion of the SNES Zelda game. So, Link to the Past is not my favorite.
Here's my thing with Zelda. Like, it's so it's so good that everybody knows what's gonna happen at the end. Yet you still love it and you still play it. It's one of those games. Everybody knows what the hell, you kill Ganon. Well, big shock,
Yeah.
It's one of those games that every game you're like, oh, don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it for me. Zelda's the one game that you're like, okay, I'm gonna kill Ganon, but first I gotta do this, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, it's definitely about the journey.
Yeah.
I actually didn't. I have to admit, I did not have a Switch until about a month ago.
Oh,
I know.
that's awesome. I mean, welcome
I
to the
know.
Switch, though. That's awesome that you have it now.
Yeah, so I'm working my way through a few titles. Zelda's definitely on my list.
Spoiler, you killed it, Ganon.
Yeah. Thanks, baby boy. You ruined it. The whole thing's completely ruined. I'm never touching it. No, I like I said, the beginning of this year actually has been phenomenal for gaming. There's been a lot that has come out. There's a lot that I've got currently on my plate. Like I said, including Monster Hunter World. It's a 26 days, too late to talk about it in 2017 games. But when this discussion comes up next year, this better be a hot topic. So I need to get through some things, and then I can go back and play Breath of the Wild. But everything that I've read and I've seen online, it does look like it's a phenomenal game.
Awesome. So, what did you pick? What would you pick for best action adventure?
Given what was nominated, I'd have to go Horizon Zero Dawn. I think again, like Breath of the Wild, that's another one that could probably fit into a couple different genres that we have broken up. Just because there were a lot of elements of it, probably a little bit less so on the true RPG side, because they was fairly limited on some of the attributes and this, stats that you can apply, points and things like that too. So it's not quite as in depth.
Mhm.
If there was one not on the list, I would probably have to say Morrowind, Elder Scrolls
Oh,
Online.
yeah.
Um, of course, that probably fits more into the role-playing game. But
Yeah.
that's definitely one that, again, I think both of these categories are very interchangeable. Role-playing and action adventure, I think.
Yeah, nowadays
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a small,
Lot of
it's a
crossover.
very blurred line
Yeah.
nowadays.
And actually, I wish I would have thought about Morrowind for the RPG game of 2017. Everybody said you hear ESO and it's like, oh, well, that's been around forever.
Yeah.
But they're still bringing new content to it. So
Hey, well, you can vote for Merwin, like I said, for this year. It came out today.
yeah, there's another one that I think they're getting ready to release or just now released. There's another big DLC that's coming out
Oh, geez.
for ESO. So, but yeah, I would probably throw that in the mix of the last two blurred categories.
Yeah. How about you, Ozzy?
I'd probably choose Skyrim just because that
Yeah.
game never gets old.
No, it doesn't. It's funny when I introduced my wife to the game. I had it first on the PS3, then I had it on the 360 because the PS3, as everyone knows, had some problems with that game.
Hmm.
But it's funny because she went in there. She's used to more of the JRPG stuff, like Dragon Quest, and so she was going around. And anyone she saw, she killed. And when yeah, oh, that's a little bit of echo. But when she went into a town and then they all hated her, she was like, "What's this?" And she didn't like the ramifications, so she bowed out of that game.
Actually, speaking of Skyrim, I think the best combination ever would have to be Morrowind rebuilt in Skyrim engine. They need to make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
could.
think
Because
I think my
Morrowind-
biggest problem with Skyrim has always been that I make the guards mad. Then like I'll join the Thieves Guild, make the guards mad, then I'll walk through a door, and when I walk back through, they just kill me instead
You
of
gotta
letting
shoot
me
them in the
ride
knee.
them.
That's the trick. You shoot them with an arrow to the knee, and it stops them.
Arrow to the knee. Old game memes.
Yep.
Okay. Well, the winner. Did I have that up? Oh yeah, overwhelmingly, it was Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It just took it away. It didn't even come close. So
Yep.
that was best action adventure game in 2017. Let's see. So next we have. Let's go best PC game of 2017. This is where I'm really not educated. I'm not a PC gamer. Um, again, the last game I was really into on PC was um, the first Diablo. So that.
I mean, hopefully I'll know some of these. I only play on PC.
Okay, good. See, you can help me out then.
If you
So,
don't, Ozzy, then you are officially banned, right?
yeah. It was in
Instead
the
of
paragraph 3, section 2 of your membership.
yeah, instead of a man card, you hand in your graphics card.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the nominations by our community for best game, PC game of 2017. Cuphead, Destiny 2, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doki Doki Literature Club, Hellblade, Middle Earth Shadow of War, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Prior, Total War, the Warhammer 2 game, and Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Let's go with a Seavest.
Oh, okay. I have to be honest, until Destiny 2, I really hadn't played much on the PC besides that and The Division.
Mhm.
Most everybody I knew that played on PC had kind of gone away from it. Again, this is just my experiences. I'm gonna, because I crossplay, I gotta go with Fortnite. That's
Fortnite.
mine.
Nice. Hey, that's good. Geez.
Probably gonna be struggling. I'm probably gonna be the one that's getting kicked out of the Gunslingers next because I'm sure there are quite a few people that are gonna be booing me.
No, I actually want to have an official GS Fortnite front. I'm just kind of gauging because it looks like people brought it up in the forums or in the chat quite a bit. So I'm like, oh, maybe we do recruit for that. I don't know.
I I would love to. Like I say, I crossplay PS4 and PC.
Oh, okay.
Although I suck at keyboard and mouse, so I am one of those plebes that use a controller, and I suck at building. So
If sucking at games was what determined if I played a game or not, I would still be on Pac-Man. So I haven't been excellent at a game for years. So, how about you, Ozzy? What was your best PC game of 2017?
Can I nominate Skyrim again?
Yeah, yes, you can.
I actually that or maybe PUBG. Not that I actually haven't played it on PC, but I started playing the mobile version and
Uh-huh.
really enjoy it.
Oh, it is good. I see. I haven't played the mobile
Uh,
version.
I find it enjoyable. But once again, I haven't actually played any of the games on that list, so
Uh-oh. No. Okay, so yeah, no, Skyrim is totally. I was kind of surprised that wasn't nominated, considering it came back around again with another version. So, uh, how about you, Baby Boy?
I used to play PC games, then I took an hour to the knee. I don't play PC games anymore. The last game I played on the PC was like Far Cry back in the day. Actually, no, I downloaded Roller Coaster Tycoon not too long ago because it's on sale on Steam.
there you go.
Nice. Hey, there you go. Yeah.
You played it in 2017, so technically it's your best game of 2017, right?
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna have to call that one. Shout out to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3.
Well, they appreciate that, I'm sure. I would my vote, even though again I admitted I'm not a PC gamer, but I had to give the nod to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds because they really did shake up things. For a minute there, it was like hands down the most streamed game on Twitch, and there was all this buzz, and then there was illegal fights for Fortnite, and it was like it shook up the industry a little bit. So it was like it's clearly a significant game, and it's fun. It's fun to watch others play it. I mean, I would be dead right away, and I'd probably be watching the matches more than playing it anyway. So that was my vote, and I was on the winning side of things that time because that is the winner for the best PC game of 2017, according to the Gunslingers. So congratulations to that game. Uh,
They should have kept their mouth shut when Fortnite came out. You know how many people flocked to Fortnite once they found out there was a free version of PUBG?
yeah, yeah, that's true. And the voting probably already came in before then, so too late.
Yeah, I had no idea Fortnite was even a thing, and then PUBG was like all these people, and I looked up Fortnite. I was like, interesting. There's a free version of their game.
I think that's probably why they got so ticked about Fortnite coming out. So
Mhm.
okay, so the next one is best mobile game of 2017. Another platform I don't play a whole lot of games on, but um, let's see. I think this is one of the few where we had to do a runoff vote because we had a tie. Yeah.
Ooh.
So let me get the original nominations. Okay. So the nominations for best mobile game was Animal Crossing, Pocket Camp, Fire Emblem Heroes, Flip Flop Solitaire, Framed 2, Gorgoa, Hidden Folks, Lineage Revolution, Million Onion Hotel, Monument Valley 2, Old Man's Journey, Ticket to Earth, and Vigilance. Vigilance? Sorry. So there's people listening who's like, man, that guy can't talk. So, uh, I didn't play any of these. I didn't. I mean, it's silly that I even voted because it ended up in a tie on one of the ones I voted for. So it's whatever. Um, do you have any insight, Ozzy?
I'm gonna go to the future for this one and nominate PUBG Mobile.
There you go. The best I have is God, it wasn't even in 2017, so that wouldn't even count. But I downloaded the official copy of the mobile version of Dragon Warrior. So that's the closest that I got to play mobile games. How
I
about
mean, the laptop on my lap is about the only thing I play video games on, and it's pretty much just Diablo 3 and sometimes Skyrim because I get bored.
there you go. How about you, see that? See that?
Um, I think I downloaded Life
Uh-huh.
on my iPad. The board game.
Oh,
Uh,
yes. Yeah.
that's about the extent of my mobile gaming. Although technically, I think you could say anything on the Switch probably
I
could be
was
considered a
thinking
mobile
that
game.
Switch or the 3DS. I was thinking that
I
because I
mean,
was
you
literally gonna
could.
bring that up.
Well, so if we're gonna go ahead and blur that line, even though most everybody's probably gonna yell and scream at us later,
Yeah.
then you probably have to go with Zelda.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You
The
have
reason
to.
why I was gonna bring that up because, like I told you before, 99% of the time I play my Switch at work,
Yeah.
which means I'm playing it mobile.
Right. So, baby boy, let's really hope that you don't have any coworker friends that are gunslingers, especially bosses, right?
Well, I was thinking that. I remember the first time I was talking to Silas and I was on helping him with the podcast about the Nintendo Talk, and I told him I was like, I'm really hoping nobody in my job listens to this.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
I work from home, and I can't say that I haven't, gotten everything done and maybe snuck on and played a few matches of Fortnite or hunted a few monsters in Monster Hunter in the afternoons, where that wouldn't be an option if I, worked at an office.
Yeah.
Now it can with Switch.
Yeah.
Wait, if I have a laptop and I play on the go, does that make every game a mobile game?
Oh my
See,
God.
Technically,
we're,
yes.
we can't blur these lines any more than they're already blurred.
No, you know what? You see, this is why the Switch is so great, though. There was another podcast that I listened to. They had a little community too, and they
Uh-huh.
all played the hell out of Splatoon 2. So I don't get Wi-Fi here, but I would run downstairs to the lobby of the building, get on the Wi-Fi, and I was playing Splatoon downstairs.
Yeah, I think this category is officially broken. So
I'm gonna wait. I'd like to nominate Diablo 3 as the best mobile game.
there you.
Yeah. See, for me, if we're going by broken lines, then yes, Zelda is. But I do not play phone games. So literally the only phone game I think I played last year was the Disney Magic Kingdoms game because the little one likes it.
I mean, I think my time in the Final Fantasy 15 app might rival the amount of time I have in Diablo 3.
Damn.
Yeah, but-
I used to run a guild, so it's
Oh.
pretty time intensive.
Yeah, yeah. Well, should I just say who the winner was of the runoff
yeah,
vote?
why don't we find out?
Yeah, because it came down to Fire Emblem Heroes and Lineage Revolution. And even though they were tied in the normal votes, when it came for the runoff, Fire Emblem handed it to them. It was like they got all the votes. So, Fire Emblem Heroes, people must be playing it. So that's
It makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
I did play a Fire Emblem game, well, a long time ago on like Game Boy Advanced, I think, or something like that, and it was a great game, back in the
Wait,
day. So
You never played Awakening?
what system was it on? I don't think I have. I think I've only played the one.
Oh man, you gotta just go right now. We'll forgive you. Just go play Awakening.
Yeah, my friends are all. A lot of my friends are obsessed with Fire Emblem.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I do know people that really like swear by that franchise, and I think I downloaded on the Wii U one of the games. They had some deal on it. I'm like, fine, I'll download it. But I've never played it, so
Yeah, well, for
that's what
anybody
happens.
who hasn't really got into it, Awakening is the one to start because Awakening is the one that got me into it, and it's got a lot of people into it. Awakening is like, it's the one most Fire Emblem games before Awakening where permadeath, as soon as you put your guys out, it's just hard as hell, and then you guys would just die, and that's it. Awakening was the one that introduced okay, well, let's put baby mode. You guys won't die fully, just this round.
Oh yeah.
And that introduced a lot of people to it, and they're like, "Oh, people like this." So now all the casuals play, and that game blew up because of that.
I will have to look at that Awakening. All right.
And I'm not. It was just because people are probably hearing it's like, wow, what a snob. He doesn't like mobile games. It's not I'm a snob. It's I went cheap on my smartphone, and I literally like I have other apps I want to keep, and then it's either that game and its core functions or several apps, instead. And
It's not even being a snob about it. Would you rather play a game on your phone or when we literally have devices like the Switch and the 3DS and the laptop that can go anywhere?
See,
I mean,
I'd rather play like that.
I have a Note 8, and I really only have PUBG Mobile just because everyone's crazy about PUBG, and I wanted to try it.
yeah, I
And
won't.
Final Fantasy because I liked that game.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Which Final Fantasy?
The Final Fantasy 15, A New
Yeah, the
Empire. It's
mobile.
like an empire building app.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, well, based on what everything Baby Boy has said, I'm going to have him go first when it comes to best Nintendo Switch game of 2017 because I'm
Yeah.
pretty certain what his vote is, but I'll stage it
Stardew Valley.
regardless. Yeah. Uno 2017.
Yeah.
Um,
Monopoly. Didn't you know?
Monopoly. Hey, Monopoly was a good game. Uh, um, let's see. Let me find it here. I don't know who won this. Oh yeah. Okay. So here are the nominations. Nintendo is actually having a really good year, as everyone knows. So I'm kind of glad. Um, not because I mean, I have a PS4 and stuff like that, but I was glad that since Nintendo got their head kicked in a little bit with the Wii U. It's nice to see them making money again. So, uh, the games of 2017 that got nominated for Nintendo Switch are ARMS, Doom, Golf Story, LA Noire, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2. Guess who nominated that? That's me. Snipper Clips, Splatoon 2, Stardew Valley, SteamWorld Dig 2, Super Mario Odyssey, and Thumper. And so, Baby Boy, what did you vote for?
Those are a lot of good games. It was
Yeah.
very stiff competition, but I'm gonna have to give it to 1-2 Switch. Yeah,
Oh
it
yeah,
was, it
one
was
two
amazing.
switch. Yeah, right.
No, yeah, Zelda.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just amazing. I love that game. I mean, I'm a sucker for Zelda. I bought the Switch mainly to play Zelda on the go.
Yeah.
I all the Wii U I bought, specific because I knew there was eventually going to be a Zelda on it. Every single Nintendo system I buy is for Zelda.
Right.
The other games I worry about afterwards, but I buy them for Zelda.
Yeah. Well, did you download the DLC? Did you get the DLCs?
I have not yet because
Oh wow.
my backlog was just so bad. I know that I do that if I buy to backlog.
Right.
So I'm actually waiting to I wheedle down my backlog a little bit, and then I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy another couple of 100 hours. No, I think I actually only got about 90 to 100 hours in that game.
Okay. Yeah. Only, huh?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Only. Not bad.
Uh, how about you, Vest?
Well, like I said, I haven't played Zelda. I can see why it won. I did play a little bit of Splatoon 2. Not my cup of tea. I could not figure that one out. But I did play Mario Odyssey and Mario Kart 8. I have to say I really enjoy Mario Kart 8.
Yes.
It is a lot of fun with friends. As a matter of fact, all of my buddies came over a couple weekends ago, and we sat on my couch and literally played for 3 hours.
I mean, Mario Kart's the way you ruin friendships.
It
This
is
is true.
absolutely
Proven fact.
And obviously now that controllers are all wireless, because my friends and we grew up on Mario Kart on SNES. So we would sit and play, on the Super Nintendo. And back then, yes, we ruined friendships, but when you threw the controller, you didn't have to walk as far to get it because it had a cord on it and it attached to the console. The Switch remotes, when you're just using the one half, just the one Joy-Con,
Yeah.
Those suckers fly pretty far if you give them a good chuck. And they're tiny, and they get under things and behind things, and they're hard to find.
And they're expensive replacements. So,
They are very much so. But no, just and I love Mario Odyssey, and I still haven't. I've beaten Bowser, but I haven't gone back and finished getting all the moons and the stars and all that good jazz.
yeah.
But just out of the pure fun factor that I have with my friends, with a little bit of nostalgia, I gotta go Mario Kart 8.
Nice.
I don't know if you know this real quick. That Mario Kart is also number one for divorce. It's a
Yeah.
do
Not
not play
shocked.
your spouse.
That's just science. But do I have you yet on my friend roster on the Switch, Seavest?
No, I don't have. I have 0 friends right now because, like I said, I've had it for a month.
Oh, okay.
And I literally had so many other things that I've been playing. I don't even know if I've opened my friends list on my Switch. This sounds really bad, but no, I have 0 friends on the Switch right now. I'm lonely.
Yeah, well, get your Nintendo ID going and then share your friend code. Yeah, that'll be awesome. How about you, Ozzy? Do you have a preference that's been said here?
Can I nominate the original Duck Hunt for the NES? Because I don't have a Switch. I don't have a Switch, but if I had to choose one, it'd definitely be Breath of the Wild because all my friends got Switches when they first came out because they're really into Nintendo, and I watched them play it a lot, and that game looks amazing.
Yeah, yeah. You could say Skyrim, just so for the record.
Oh yeah, definitely Skyrim. It's 100% Skyrim.
Yeah.
Mobile Skyrim's. Can we go back to mobile games because I think Skyrim wins for that too.
Okay. Skyrim just sweeps 2017 in Gunslingers.
Real quick, before we find out the winner, I was wondering, for Seavest, what didn't you like about Splatoon? Was it what were you trying to play with, like the motion, or were you trying the actual controls?
Well, first of all, I don't think I made it much past the tutorial.
No.
The control on it felt really weird, but maybe I just didn't know I could turn it off. I had to tilt when my controller up and down when I was shooting paint.
Yeah, I don't play that way either. I couldn't. I tried. Can't do that. Turn that off real quick.
Did not even know that was an option. I may give it a second chance. I gave it to my sister because she also got a Switch a few months before me. So I gave it to her and said, "Here, see if you like it and want it." So she has been enjoying it, but she uses the motion and can do it. My brain's not wired for moving while playing video games unless I'm standing up and jumping up and down or I'm throwing a controller. Those are the only two movements that I can process.
I recently got I played the Pro controller with it.
The only controller is a DDR mat.
Yeah.
Is a what?
The DDR mat.
I once played
a DDR mat. Yes.
I once played Tekken 4 on a Dance Dance Revolution pad.
Damn. I've heard of people doing that.
It was fun until my parents yelled at me because I live up my bedroom's upstairs and
right, yeah.
Smashing buttons over and over again gets quite loud.
Oh yeah. I'm glad that didn't exist in the old house I grew up in because it probably would have just gone right through the floor. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, just real quick, my nomination was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There's some amazing games. Like, I had to go by what did I actually enjoy the most. And I had to give it to it because I've played through the whole Wii U generation and loved it. And I even liked it more on the Switch. So I felt like that said something fundamental to what I really enjoyed. So I had to give it this vote, even though I think Legend of Zelda and Super Mario Odyssey are two much more noteworthy titles to come out, if that makes sense.
I agree. I agree. Again, I've only played 3 games on my Switch, but
yeah,
out of all 3, Mario Kart was just the most fun for me. Not that I didn't have fun playing Mario Odyssey, but
right.
You're sitting and you're playing it by yourself and you're moving around doing things. But Mario Kart 8 it was such a refreshing feeling to get a couch co-op game sit down with buds, have a few beers, and play a game that we were playing on maps that we played on the SNES. So and back then you were only able to sit 4 feet from the TV because of all the wires, but old people problems. But
Yeah,
but it was so much fun. It brought us back to those days, and acting immature and just reliving stories, and that to me was worth way more than the hours that I have poured into Odyssey.
yeah, yeah. I completely agree. I mean, I even though I'm old, but I'm not as old as saying Super Nintendo was out. It was the new system in college. It wasn't, but that's when you have no money as college students, and your roommate has an old SNES that he grew up with, and we would settle apartment feuds through Super Mario Kart. So
Love it.
yeah, and then then on my birthday, I got myself what was the new system at the time, the N64. So of course the Mario Kart 64 is like, oh my god, this is awesome.
Now the N64 is what I grew up on, kind of.
Yeah.
It got sold for a GameCube eventually, which I still have. I wish if I had known better, I would have kept that N64 because they're really hard to find and they're pretty expensive, and I want one.
Yeah,
It would look nice next to my NES.
Yeah.
I'm staring at my 64 right now.
Oh,
Only
nice.
game
Yeah,
you
I'm
need
staring.
is Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I have a pile of gaming systems piled on top of a desk that go up to my ceiling,
Holy crap.
and I don't play most of them, but I have an NES and a GameCube and a PS1 and a PS2
Mhm.
and a PS3 and a Wii
Well,
and all
I,
sorts of
Hey.
other things. And I don't touch my consoles. I just play on my laptop.
I
Yeah.
forgot who I was telling last time. Ocarina of Time is quite literally the only game that I have purchased multiple times on every single platform it's been on.
Well,
You may have a problem.
Yeah, it's
There-
called Nintendo. Will won't just let me keep my game once and keep it forever.
well, this may not be surprising, but the winner was Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. What I
Are you
thought,
sure it wasn't Skyrim?
yeah, I'm sure, unfortunately. Although Skyrim is a legitimate nomination, they did a really great job porting that. So, even if the Link armor looked really kind of creepy on the Skyrim character, but that's besides the point. What is surprising, I would have to say, is that because Legend of Zelda was so dominant, Super Mario Odyssey didn't get a single vote. Which,
Really?
yeah, it's weird. I thought that would be split. I thought that would be the real knockdown fight, and it wasn't. I guess people just like, nope, it's Zelda, you know. And Super Mario Odyssey is, I don't know if I would say, I mean, nostalgia blurs it, right? But I wouldn't say Super Mario Odyssey is the best Mario game ever, but it's certainly up there. I mean, it is an incredible title. So,
Agreed. I agree.
okay, so we are. Oh, okay. Here's a fun one. Best PS4 game of 2017. Now, obviously, we're getting to the console wars here. Um, let me get the nominations for that. I think PS4 had a pretty good year, right?
I'm gonna vote on this one based on how fun it was to watch somebody else play it.
What's that?
For this category, I don't have a PS4.
Uh
Just saying, Skyrim did come out.
huh. VR Skyrim.
Wait, there's
Yep.
VR Skyrim?
I don't know if
Yes,
that's
there is.
true. Did I just make that up? Maybe
No,
I'm-
there's VR Skyrim.
Okay. Okay, I thought so. Yeah.
What is it on PS4?
It's
Yep.
yeah, it's
Okay,
VR.
well
yeah.
I know what console I'm buying next.
Yeah. They also have, I guess, what's supposed to be a good Resident Evil 7 VR. Although, the last thing I want is to feel like there's a zombie next to me. I don't need that connection with the game. But
I need to touch the dragons.
Uh, moving on, we Gravity Rush 2, Hellblade, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nair, Nioh, I know somebody's going to yell at me for saying that wrong every time. Persona 5,
Neo.
Resident
It's
Evil.
Neo.
What is it?
Neo.
Neo? Okay. Persona 5, Resident Evil 7, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, Undertale, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. I'll just get mine out of the way since if you listen to the first half, you know it's my very biased Naughty Dog fandom. I'm the one nominated and gave the only vote for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I think it was a great expansion. It was technically a game because you can buy it by itself and you didn't have to have the main game to play. So anyway, that was my vote. So how about you, baby boy?
Um, I'm gonna have to say Yakuza Zero. You know, I technically finished it this year
Fine. That works.
because Yakuza. It was the first game in a long time that I visibly yelled, "Oh shit!" as I was playing.
And how about you, Seavest?
There's so many. Um, I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn was probably the most visually stunning. It was a game that just completely captivated me.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately I would have to go with South Park.
Oh wow.
I think that's
Nice.
got to be my top one. Again, I'll probably be roasted for it, but I just think it's not like it's the replayability factor is really going to be all that deep with South Park, but just how true they kept to the show and the humor and I mean it is by far probably one of the most fun and funniest games I've ever played.
Oh wow. You see, I was going to go ahead and get on the PS4, but I'm glad I waited because it's coming to the Switch. So I'm like, no, I'll
I
play.
saw
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy it again because that would be so much fun to have, it with me at all times and just start playing South Park, wherever I'm at with the Switch.
Yeah. Yeah. That just is so appealing. So, Ozzy, you said yours would have been Skyrim VR.
No,
Oh.
actually, I would actually have to join you on Uncharted. I
Oh
haven't played it,
yes.
but I got Uncharted with my PS3 when I first bought it in a bundle,
Yeah.
and I think Uncharted was the last like serious first-person shooter I played and actually enjoyed.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've played Borderlands, but I don't. It's not the same because Borderlands is a lot more comedical.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Uncharted. I mean, technically it's a third person, but it has that cover system, so sometimes it feels like first. And I don't know. I loved it. It's the reason I bought my PS3 was Uncharted 2, and the reason I bought my PS4 was Uncharted 4, and Lost Legacy. I did not embarrass it in any way. So,
I
uh,
mean, did the PS4 come out in 2017?
PS4, no.
No.
Well,
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say Infamous Infamous Second Son
Oh
because I
yeah.
love the Infamous franchise. I almost bought a PS4 for that game.
Yeah, no, the PlayStation 4 has been out for 5 years now.
has it already been 5? Jeez.
Well, I joined Gunslingers in 2014, which is when I
If I could
started
just have a
playing
few more
Destiny
minutes.
1 on PS4, and it was only like a month old. Destiny
Yeah.
1 was only a
Yeah.
month old at that time, but the PlayStation 4 had been out, I think, for a year.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna have to Google that because that's driving me crazy.
Yeah. It's getting up there faster than I thought. So,
February 22nd, 2014.
oh wow.
Yeah,
So where's the PS5?
that's an excellent question.
Well, there's already rumors about that. So, I'm running short on time, so let's continue on real quick here. Oh, did I give the winner? Oh, it's
No.
Horizon Zero Dawn won for best PS4 pretty handily too.
Yeah, not shocked.
So, sorry to rush this here, but
Not shocked.
um, whoops, best Xbox One game. Let's get the nominations here, and if it loads. Okay. So actually, the Xbox One had, I think, some strong titles too. Um, we definitely our member base had a lot more ideas, I think, for the Xbox One than they did for the PS4. They nominated Assassin's Creed Origins, Cuphead, Destiny 2, Forza 7, Ghost Recon Wildlands, Injustice 2, Middle Earth, Shadow of War, Resident Evil 7, South Park, uh, Tacoma. I don't know what Tacoma is. Titanfall 2 again, and Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. And how about you, Ozzy? Um, you have any thoughts on that one?
I'm just not gonna vote on this. I'm quite biased towards PlayStation
Okay.
system.
So, Skyrim again. Okay.
Yes, definitely Skyrim. Skyrim is the. Or no, wait. I'm gonna vote for Diablo 3 this time because it's been a little while.
Oh yeah, yeah. Gotta shake it up. How about you, C-Vest?
I do not own an Xbox One anymore. I did have one for a hot minute. Um, I would. I mean, it's the same freaking game, so I'm gonna go with South Park.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
It's the same game.
I almost voted for that on this one. How about you, Baby Boy?
Um, there was one game I was going to mention. I completely forgot it because I'm doing like three things at once right now. But I'm gonna have to give it to probably if we're going third party and stuff like Shadow of War.
Shadow of War? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I picked Cuphead, and even though I don't have Xbox One, I had to pick it because, for one, it was that for now um, exclusive, but it was so cool. You know, I really like the art direction and the homage to the old cartoon style. So I had to give it to that. The winner, however, um, was Destiny 2, and that doesn't surprise me. Anyone's keeping track of our Destiny 2 community at the Gunslingers because um, we have a lot of players for that. I mean, we have a lot on the PS4, obviously, and even the PC, but we have a lot on the Xbox. Like,
Yeah, it's a
incredible
devoted
amount.
bunch.
Yeah, yeah.
Devoted bunch for sure.
So that doesn't surprise me. Okay. This one's kind of fun. I always kind of like this is best remastered or re-release game of 2017. And since that happens so often now, it got its category. I think was it the first time last year or the year before it got it? The first time it got it, but um, and not surprisingly, we have a lot of nominations. This one was the final runoff vote one, but here's the nominations: Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Doom, Skyrim, um, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy was that 12, the Zodiac Age, Jack X HD, LA Noir Remastered, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, StarCraft Remastered, Windjammers, and Wipeout Omega Collection. Um, uh, Before I even tell you who what the runoff was between, uh, what did you pick? What would you pick, Ozzy?
I'm sorry. Just you should start with someone else.
Okay, no problem, no problem. How about you, Seabest?
Remake wise, I have a soft spot for PlayStation content. So I'm gonna have to go Crash Bandicoot.
Ah, that almost got my vote too. I bought it. Did you play it?
Yeah, actually, I did play a little bit of it. It brought back, like I said, some good memories. Lots of frustrating moments for sure.
Oh yes.
But overall, it was fun to sit down and play that again.
Oh yeah, I had a blast, and my nephew was over, and he's completely he knows nothing about the franchise, and he was just watching me die over and over. I was like, I swear I've played this before. It's still hard. I don't know what to tell you.
And that's what gets frustrating too. It's like, how long have those games been out,
Yeah.
and yet it's still frustrating as hell.
Yeah, yeah. I was hoping this was going to happen. Just a quick notice because in Uncharted 4, there's that Easter egg where um, Nathan, the main character, is playing Crash Bandicoot, the original game, and you get to play the first level. So I was like,
Spoilers.
yeah. Oh well, that was really early on in the game. So that was a
But
fun
then he
little
goes
thing.
back to it. He goes back to it at another time that we won't mention.
Well, I voted for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That almost felt like a cheat since it was such a high-end re-release, but I had to. It was again, it was great. It made me want to keep playing it. So I'm the one that nominated Jack X HD since that's the origin of our clan. But to be honest, I couldn't give it his vote because it's not a very good port. Amazing game, great game. I still love it, but it's a pretty sloppy port, unfortunately. So, how about you? Did you want to chime in on this one, Ozzy, or
Yeah, well, I think you can guess what my vote's gonna be for.
Skyrim?
Yeah. Um, yeah, I actually didn't know the category at first because I had gotten a phone call and
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
paying attention.
No, no
But when
problem.
I checked what the category was, the answer was pretty much immediate. I mean, what else am I gonna vote for? It's Skyrim.
It's actually nominated. So, how about you, baby boy? I can't remember if we already asked you.
Yakuza Zero, not Zero, Yakuza Kiwami,
Uh huh.
which is the original Yakuza game. It was during Christmas. I decided to get that. I've been wanting to play them for years. I've always wanted because I heard they were spiritual successors to Shenmue, which is going to be the remaster for next year's nominations when we do this year's. But yeah, so I was like, you know what? I have to play this. I finally did, and holy crap, I love them.
Well, there was a runoff vote between Doom and Skyrim, and I actually don't know who the winner is. Let me check who won the runoff vote.
It's Skyrim. It's gotta be Skyrim. They
Alright.
deserve an award.
It was the surprise vote of Yakuza.
Unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but unfortunately for you, Ozzy, Doom did win in the runoff vote. So,
The
you,
I
one
should have voted.
I-
Skyrim would have won if I had just voted.
you failed it. It didn't fail you. So,
There was a tie, and I would have broke that tie.
yeah, that's true. We would have never even gone to a runoff vote.
See,
So,
go to the polls.
yeah.
Every vote counts.
Every vote
Okay.
matters.
No election has burned you as much as that one. So, let's see here. Okay, so now we're down to the last one, which is good. But it's always, I guess, technically considered the most important one, but Game of the Year. And how that worked is there wasn't a nomination process. The winners of every category, or runner-ups of each category, made up the nominations for Game of the Year. And so, just to quickly, it's a good recap of who won something. Uh, let's see here. What the hell is Game of the Year? Here we go, Game of the Year vote. Okay, so the nominations for Game of the Year 2017: ARMS, Destiny 2, Doom, Skyrim, Fire Emblem Heroes, Forza Horizon 3, Horizon Zero Dawn, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Lineage Revolution, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Resident Evil 7, Rocket League Switch Edition, Shadow of War, Super Mario Odyssey, and Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. So, Game of the Year. What do you think it was, Baby Boy? Or what would you have said? I shouldn't even say you're not. Your pick, not a
Zelda,
guess.
hands down, Zelda.
This is
When
Zelda.
Zelda's the win, I'm kicking somebody in the balls.
Wow. I'm glad this is an internet podcast. Then.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a step away from my computer, anyways.
I didn't say anybody on the I'll walk outside right now and I'll just find the first person. They're like, Zelda should have won.
Okay, how about you, Seabest?
I didn't. I'm assuming that Zelda probably won. I didn't play it, so obviously I didn't feel like I could vote for it. But I'd have to give it to Horizon Zero Dawn for sure.
Nice. And how about you, Ozzy?
I'm gonna vote for Diablo 3's Necromancer expansion solely because I played and loved Diablo 2. I played
Yes.
the Necromancer endlessly,
Yeah.
and I was really disappointed when the game came out and I couldn't play as Necromancer. I paid for the Necromancer expansion in change because I didn't have the money to buy it, but I emptied my coin jar.
Hey.
And Diablo 3 is still my favorite video game.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do love that franchise. I have Diablo 3 on my PS3, by the way. But okay, and how about? Well, I picked Legend of Zelda as well. So the winner for Game of the Year 2017 was Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
That's
Uh,
good for whoever's on the street outside of
I was just gonna say, and balls
Billy Boy's
everywhere was
house.
spared.
he won't go to prison today. So uh,
Maybe next year.
maybe yeah.
Maybe next year.
Destiny 2
Yeah.
was second place, by the way. Destiny 2 got beat out, but it was up there. It was going for the gold. So, but anyway, that's the second part of the Gunslingers Awards. I really appreciate you guys being part of this and being able to make this happen. So, with that said, let's all say bye.
See ya.
Bye. See ya.
See you next
Peace.
time.